How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of
Conspirial.
I'm your host, Addison Rose.
And I'm a fucking threat.
Period. So, this is going to be episode 10. So we thought we'd revisit a topic that we've done before but haven't done in a while. And it's going to be serial killers. Something fun for the whole family that everyone can enjoy, except for the people that were murdered and their family. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's what they said when they found out. Anyways, so we're gonna get right into it. I think you wanted me to go first. Okay, I'm gonna go first. So this one I think has a potentially uplifting quality to it, as much as a serial killer can. It's the old ideological question of, can you be rehabilitated? Can you learn from your past? And hopefully by the end of it, we'll all have a different connotation of what that means.
Did he fuck kids?
Can you? No. God, no. I would know. This isn't the Kitty Diddler episode.
Yeah,
that's
but
later.
Kitty Diddlers also kill kids.
Right. I mean, that's only because if you lessen the penalty for it, they wouldn't. I'm kidding. Jesus, no. I'm totally kidding. So anyway, just knocked off that straw. That's great. So I hate that somehow I always end up on these German people with last names and everything I can't pronounce. So I'm just going to say one apology this time, saying I'm not going to be able to pronounce any of these names. Not the cities, not the last name, anything. Just not going to be able to do it. So this is going to be the story of Johann Jack, it's in quotations, Unterweger.
Hamburger.
Starting off strong. He was an Austrian serial killer who committed murder in, this is called the World Tour. So Austria, West Germany, so it's been a minute, Czechoslovakia, once again, and the United States. He got around. He went,
Same.
Space goes coast to coast. So anyways, Jack Unterweger, I'm just going to call him Jack, either Jack or Johann, because keep on saying Unterweger is...
I think you should.
Unterweger. Yeah, anyways, he was born on August 16th, 1950 in Judenburg, Styria, Austria. Whew. To Teresa Unterweger, a Vietnamese barmaid and waitress, and Jack Becker, an American soldier who was over during the war. But
That's where Jack came from?
Yes, I'm hoping. Well, I mean, I think Johann might be Jack? or John. You know how Jack goes for John?
No.
So Johann, Jack is a nickname for John. So Johann might be the German John.
Doesn't make no sense.
German John Johann. Anyway.
German John.
So he was an American soldier who she actually met in Italy. That's where they got together. And there is some speculation that she was actually a sex worker. And that's how they met and she got pregnant. No proof, but I think it's...
Pretty woman.
It'd be like pretty woman. It'd be like something about the German or Austrian accent. It's just very angry.
It's not sexy.
Yeah. I'm going to. Yeah. Anyway, Jack's mom was jailed for fraud while being pregnant. Was released because if you're about to give birth back in, then they released you so you could have the child, and then you come back to prison.
I'd be so mad. I'd go on the fucking run.
So she was arrested again because she didn't come back in 1953, and Jack was sent to live with his grandfather, who was known as, and I love this, a rough fella. That's how, I was yeah,
It's a rough fella, but his mom's locked up.
Austrian post-World War II. He's a rough fella. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Anyway, who he said was to have regularly used his grandson to help him steal farm animals. For what purpose? To eat and to sell. Hey, he's an old man. You gotta...
Is that my cow?
You gotta steal some farm animals. You gotta handle it, right? So after that, Jack was in and out of prison for most of his youth. He worked as a waiter, but between 1966 and 74, he was convicted 16 times mostly for theft, but also for pimping and sexual assault on a sex worker.
His mom?
And during... No, because that would just be a domestic dispute, you know, if it was his mom. I know. I'm sorry. Their mom was a sex worker. It's a very tough subject.
They call them breeders, Addison.
Well, you can't say that to a person, so...
Jesus
You're
Christ.
just a breeder. Anyway.
You're a surrogate.
Right. He spent most of those 8 years in and out of jail, right? Mm-hmm. So in 1974, it's when Jack committed his first murder. He murdered an 18-year-old West German national, Margaret Schaefer, by strangling her with his own bra. Her own bra, not his. I'm sorry. I said his. Hers. The victim's own bra.
Better turn.
Right, because you can't get that nice method if you're constricted by your bra. No, it was her.
Take your bra off.
Yeah. He took her bra off and then strangled her with it. So this is going to be a common theme.
That's why I don't wear bras.
Same. This is going to be a common theme with a lot of his murders because it's not just like what you imagine. I have a picture to show you later of what it was like. So it's not just like a sled, you know what I mean? Like strangling her like this. Yeah, I'll get into that later.
Should you bring about a bra and...
No, I got a picture.
And act it out.
Yeah, I mean, later if you're into it. But, so he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in 1976, just off of that first murder, right?
How many years?
To life.
Oh, my bad.
To life in prison, yeah.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So while incarcerated, he started writing short stories, poems, plays, and then he wrote an autobiography.
Are they any good?
It was... Didn't read them.
You didn't look at what it was for.
No. I mean, I'm just. But you'll see why. You'll see why. So his autobiography was called "Purgatory: The Trip to Prison Report of a Guilty Man," that later served as a basis for a documentary, which is the big deal in 1976. So after seeing this documentary and reading their autobiography. A lot of prominent figures in the Austrian government and community came out saying that he's been rehabilitated, that you should let him go. Mm-hmm. Included a writer, and then a campaign actually started to pardon him and to release him from prison, which actually happened in 1985. It worked. They got him out because he started writing all of these things. And he's a better man. He's a better man, right? Yeah.
Some fire ass poetry.
Man,
let him out.
He's good. You know, we don't know what the victim was doing that night. Maybe she deserved it. I'm not saying they said that, but that's kind of what I'm getting from it.
Holy shit.
So the Austrian president Rudolf,
the red-nosed reindeer.
That I would really appreciate that being his last name, other than this thing. Kirchschlager. He initially refused the petition when it was presented to him, citing the court mandated that you have to serve at least 15 years before you can be released.
From a life sentence.
From a life sentence, yes. So there was politicians, writers, artists, journalists even that were like, no, like, read his autobiography. Cool. He's good now. He made a mistake and, he's fine. So he was released in 1990 after the 15 years that was required because of the pressure the president was feeling at the time. So I always like this detail. So upon his release, his autobiography, Purgatory, was taught in Austrian schools, and during his prison, he wrote stories for children as well. And those
that's like
stories,
Ed Kemper.
Yes, and those stories were performed on the radio for children.
Did he?
No, like just like they would read. They would read it out, right? So later, after his release, Jack Unterweger himself hosted television programs where he discussed criminal rehabilitation, worked as a journalist for a public broadcaster, and he actually covered murders. Like, he became a journalist and covered murders. He was
covered in murders while covering
murder. Yeah, so he was like, listen, I know what this guy's up to. This is what's going on. Like, it's
I remember.
And like, people are like, oh, I trust him because he killed people. Like, yeah, like, not anymore. But yeah,
One time.
He can get inside the mind of a killer, right?
Because he is one.
So it was later discovered that Jack was reporting on stories that were the very murders for which he was later found guilty for. Like, I like this guy's work. It's crazy. Right? He would murder someone and then cover his own murders on television. Like, that's insane.
That's like
to
Dexter
me.
Morgan.
So after that, these are the murders that he covered, right? So he killed a young woman named Blanka Bakova in Czechoslovakia. Mm-hmm. He killed 7 more in Austria in 1990. Brunhilde Masser, I don't know. She was 39. Heidi Hammerer, age 31. Elfried Schrumpf, oh my god, age 35. Sylvia Zagler, age 23. Sabine Motzel, age 25. Karen Aruglu Sladky, I'm so sorry, age 25. And Regina Prim, age 32. All in the first year after his release from prison.
He said, I need to catch the fuck up.
And so they were all garroted with their bras. It wasn't just strangled, it was garroted. And this is why I have the picture. So it's a very particular type of strangulation. Instead of just like pulling and strangle, it's where you twist behind them.
That's gotta take longer.
Oh, where's my... Oh, is it still in there? No, I had a picture. Oh. So I'll show you first. That's what it is. It's brutal. Like, it's absolutely insane where it's a twisting motion behind them.
And he did it by hand.
Yeah, with their bras. All the same way. All the same way.
He didn't have that
So it's not just like, you stop it now. It's like, like it was, he took, yeah.
I'd be so pissed.
I mean, for a minute until you died,
it takes longer than a minute.
Of course.
Pissed the entire time.
So that was all in the first year, like I said. In 1991, Unterweger was hired by an Austrian magazine to write about the crime in Los Angeles and how it was different between European and America. So this is obviously before he got caught. So like, why don't you go to America? And, you know, I hear crime's real bad in LA in the 90s, you know, crack and all this stuff. Just report what's the difference between there. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go there. So he met with local police. He went as far to participate in a ride-along with police officers in the red light districts in LA.
That is right? Dexter Morgan.
Just insane. So during his time in Los Angeles, 3 sex workers, Shannon Exley, Irene Rodriguez, and Peggy Booth, were beaten, assaulted with tree branches, and then strangled by their own bras while he was there.
So the bra killing, he went to jail for a bra killing.
Yes.
Got out, bra killing started happening. And they're like, oh, you cover it. You killed with bras.
Like, that's crazy, right?
What a coincidence, yeah.
No.
And then they sent him to LA and more bra killing. And nobody's putting two
Well, I mean, now that we have, like, the spreading of information, and you know how they still don't fucking talk between agencies? Imagine in the late 80s and early 90s, there is no, especially between Austrians and fucking Americans. You know, they thought he was rehabilitated. So then, when he got the opportunity to come to America, they had nothing to like. Oh yeah, he's a journalist. He's reporting on crime and the differences between America and whatever. And of course, USA was like, hell yeah, brother, fucking come on, let's show you how we do it here, pew pew, you know, pew pew. Or whatever. You know?
He went to LA.
He went to LA, yeah. Which,
oh my god, you
no
should see how we fucking kill the people here.
It's so much better than how you do it. Yeah. So after his time, so while he was in Los Angeles, it started coming together to the police there. They're like, maybe all these, the 7 people that have died in the years since he got out, maybe he has something to do with it. So they start...
The murders he's covering.
They start building a case.
Imagine, you're like, wow, what kind of psycho would do this?
So they actually gathered enough evidence to arrest him, but he had fled by that point. He knew that the heat was on him.
They were on to him. Part 2.
Part 2. We forgot to pause, and that's okay. Shit happens. Just like in Austria, West Germany, Czechoslovakia, and LA. So they started working on the case while I was in LA, just to summarize up. And then, so he actually goes back to Austria. So while he was back in Austria, the police actually gathered enough evidence and was like, bras,
Strangulation.
Garroting, or whatever the fuck. This is pretty similar to.
They do it by hand, or you think he used like a?
They didn't say. I mean, they mentioned garroted, like not just strangled. The articles I read like specifically said that. So I guess they could tell by the impression on the fact that it was the back of the neck that you could, because normally if it was just strangling, it would just be like a half moon thing here, right? But it actually went all the way around to anyway. So they got enough, and they were gonna arrest him while he was there, but he got word of it, so he fled. Who? He fled his home. Well, he was a journalist. He probably had scoops like, I was gonna use this accent. Get out of here, kid! Scram! But it's in Austria, right? And so it's like, oh my God, get to the chopper! You know, like it's probably like that. Schwarzenegger's Austrian. You know, it's fine. So
But he was German.
Oh, Schwarzenegger's Austrian.
What?
We wouldn't let a German in that time be
a governor of California?
Well, no, just like an action star, I was gonna say. It's too close, you know, no offense. Especially with, you know, who runs Hollywood, supposedly. I didn't say that. Anyway, Jesus Christ. So he fled, and the authorities actually chased him through Switzerland, France, and actually he went back to the United States before being arrested by U.S. Marshals in Miami, Florida in 1992. So almost a year he was...
That's not too long ago.
On the run. No, it was a year before someone was born. Crazy.
Crazy.
So, while being a fugitive, the Austrian media tried to convince everyone of his innocence. So they're like, no, there's no way he could have done this. He's rehabilitated.
I know he did this specific strangling for this girl and served a life sentence and then got out, so did not serve a life sentence.
There are copycat killers. You never know. You never know. I'm kidding. No, it was definitely him. So, he was extradited back to Austria later in 1992 and charged with 11 murders, which included 1 in Prague and 3 in Los Angeles.
Oh, we know what goes on in Prague.
So the jury only found him guilty of 9 of the 11 murders, which is enough, I feel. I mean, I'm sorry for the 2 that didn't get their justice, but nine's enough. 9's enough. So, based on a psychiatric examination, they diagnosed him with narcissistic personality disorder. Of course. And in June 1994, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
In Austria?
In Austria, yes. So
because apparently there's a fucking possibility of parole there.
So I'm gonna read this last bit to you, and I know exactly who you're gonna think that this is gonna remind you of. But so just keep that in mind. This is going to remind you of something that we
Matthew
watched.
McConaughey.
No, I'm not all right with that. That is not. He is a good man. He is a good man.
I have beef with you.
I don't. Take me to some.
I do.
Austin FC.
We need to talk about it.
Soccer games. I'd go. So the night that he got sentenced, Unterweger killed himself by hanging with a rope made from shoelaces and a cord from the trousers of a tracksuit. Jeffrey Epstein. And I think this is somewhat poetic. He used the same knot that was found on all of the strangled sex workers. Just to
he had to like spit himself.
Hey man, whatever you're into. So, but prior to his death, Jack had asserted his intention to seek an appeal. And therefore, under Austrian law, his guilty verdict was not considered legally binding after his death. And it has not been reviewed and confirmed by the court. So technically, he died.
Dead man?
He died
a free man?
Not guilty. And who does that remind you of? Someone We watched a whole documentary about him.
Orenthal.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, shit.
No.
I said Jeffrey Epstein earlier.
No. Killed themselves during the appeal so they would be not guilty. Your boy Hernandez from the Patriots, he tried to do that.
Oh, my cousin.
Yeah, not really. Not really. But yeah, so, remember how I teased the beginning of this saying, like, rehabilitation? Nope, doesn't work. Fuck all that. If you're a monster, you're a monster. Put them all to death. Who gives a shit? Personal opinion. There's no rehabilitation. Oh, I'm better now. I'm going to be a journalist.
I'm good.
No, he literally had the world, though. He got out after one murder. If you get away with one, like, all right, coast is clear. Just lay low. You got a job in TV now, kid. You're a star.
A star.
And then, nope. He did 10 more after that. The vast majority.
He's kind of still a star.
Yeah, he nailed it.
He killed it.
Yep. Really?
He never got choked up.
Oh, I was going to say he had a chokehold on his audience, is what I was going to say. God damn it. All right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought he was fascinating. Like, the fact that...
I think people were just dumb as hell letting him free and not putting, like, 2 and 2 together.
But I do think it's kind of funny.
He was covering a copycat murder that copied his murder, like, fucking on.
Right. But I think it's kind of interesting... because even though like Germany and Austria get like pinned together because they're neighbors, and Hitler came from Austria but actually ruled whatever, right? Culturally, they have a lot of differences because like in Germany that wouldn't have flown at all. There's no rehabilitation in Germany, especially at that time. And Austria is like, no problem, like it's fine. He's better now, and it's God damn it, enjoy a sausage.
What?
Vienna sausages. It was like little fucking. Anyway, in the can. I thought it was great. I really had hopes for him, and then nope. Chuck Testa. Fucking.
He said I really had hope. Then we wouldn't be covering a serial killer.
I did. I thought he got better, but then. So.
He said,
Unterweger. I think the more I drink, the more I can pronounce his name better.
I think so. Talars.
Talars! You can say it if you want. I know you're in the background, but you can say it.
To the Zimbabs.
Zimbabwe!
Okay.
Dog's on my mic.
My guy is known as the Amazon Prime Killer.
Coming to a house near you.
So his name is Todd Christopher Collap. I put how his name is pronounced there.
Sounds like a white guy.
He was. Okay, so Todd was born March 7th, 1971 in Florida, of course, Florida man. He was raised in South Carolina and in Georgia. Todd's parents divorced when he was 2 years old. His mom got custody and married another man the following year. Later reports say that Collab had an unhealthy relationship, whatever the fuck that means, with his stepfather.
It means not healthy.
Sickly relationship.
Yep.
With a bad immune system. So Toddy boy wanted to live with his daddy. Todd was described as a troublesome child, same. In nursery school, he was known to be super aggro towards other kids. He would destroy their things. At 9 years old, when he started undergoing counseling, Collab was said to be explosive and preoccupied with sexual content at 9 years old. He was cruel to animals, shooting a dog with a BB gun and killing a goldfish using Clorox. Sweet plug bleach. That's what I put.
It was a clean death.
He never cleaned up his act.
Yeah.
I just thought about the girl from Finding Nemo.
Oh, fucking Darla.
Yeah. Okay, one time he locked one of his classmates in a dog cage and rolled him until he started crying. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I mean, so far boys will be boys. You know,
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
other than the goldfish thing, but
Shooting the dog with the BB gun?
we don't know what the dog did. kidding. Jesus,
Jesus.
PETA, calm down.
Oh, fuck PETA. And he stabbed a female classmate with scissors on the school bus.
What'd she do?
Ask for it. I don't fucking know. His mom was so scared of him that she would lock him in his bedroom at night. She bought locks for the outside of his bedroom because she was like, fuck this puto. Caleb spent 3.5 months in a Georgia psychiatric hospital as an inpatient because of his inability to get along with other children.
So he's still 9 at this point?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Not rooting for you anymore, Tom.
You should have never rooted for him. Oh, the shit that I be writing I forget about. I put Caleb's deadbeat daddy. Later said that the only emotions his son was capable of were anger and madness. Not the same shit, whatever. In 1983, Caleb was sent to live with his bio daddy after threatening to kill himself. I don't know why I went like this. I meant like this, parentheses. In Arizona, after his mom and stepfather separated, he took his father's surname and began working several local jobs. Todd picked up his dad's habits of collecting weapons, and his dad also taught him how to blow things up and make bombs.
Normal
Father-son bonding. Todd and his dad's relationship got strained over time because his dad was out there busy with bitches and hoes. When Todd would ask his mom to take him back, she would make excuses about why he needed to stay over at his dad's longer. So his mom was like, bye, get somebody else to do
Oh, yeah,
it.
she was checked out. Yeah, she was done, yeah.
1987. Toddy Boy is 15 years old. November 25th, 1986. Oh, my bad. 1986. He kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Tempe, Arizona.
Correct.
Arizona? Tempe. He threatened her with a .22 caliber revolver, brought her back to his home, tied her up, taped her mouth shut, and raped her. Afterwards, he walked her home and threatened to kill her entire family if she told anyone about what had happened. Caleb was charged with kidnapping, sexual assault, and committing a dangerous crime against children at fucking 15.
Why walk her home?
Because he's a gentleman.
Right.
In 1987, he pled guilty to a kidnapping charge. The other charges were dropped. Why? According to court records, Caleb was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and was noted to have an above average IQ of 1118. Now, what is average? I don't know.
Below that.
Below that.
Yeah.
I want to say 115.
That is below that.
The judge in the case said Caleb was very bright and should be advanced academically, but behaviorally and emotionally dangerous, and likely could not be rehabilitated, unlike your boy, Hamburger.
He almost had it. Unterweger.
And in parentheses I put, white men get away with the most. Caleb's probation officer wrote a similar description in the court papers and added that Caleb felt like the world owed him something. Same.
Not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. Average IQ is about 100.
Same.
100. So he was clearly above that. So yeah.
Only by like 18 points. Woo! It's haunted. Okay. The Caleb's probation officer wrote, I read that part. Caleb's attorney later said while defending him, he did not believe his client would go on to harm others in the future. During imprisonment, Caleb was initially cited for violations that included violent behavior. After turning 20 years old, however, he had no other records of disobedience. He was released August 2001. Caleb was released from prison after serving 14 years and moved to South Carolina where his mother lived. He just won't leave a bitch alone. While in prison, he attended and graduated from Central Arizona College with a bachelor's degree in computer science. And I put in parentheses, which is more than I have accomplished academically, but do I kill bitches? No. A win is a win. In January 2002, November 2003, through November 2003, he worked as a graphic designer for a company in Sparta. He began studying at Greenville Technical College in 2003. Caleb was transferred to the University of South Carolina in upstate, and the following year he graduated in 2008 with a bachelor in science and business and administration marketing. Again, what a fucking show off. I know I only have a high school degree, but do I kill people? No. And I don't know why I'm competing.
Not yet.
Despite being registered as a sex offender, Golub got a real estate license on June 30th, 2006, after lying about his felony charge on his application. So if you have a felony, just put no on your application, and it'll fly.
I mean, they're not going to pay to search.
Background you, yeah. From this, he built a firm which he employed a dozen agents.
He built a firm, Jesus.
Built a firm.
Cool.
And then I put in parentheses, as a non-registered sex offender, or sex offender period is what I should have said. I created a podcast, so suck it, Todd. Honestly, I took it real fucking personal when I was writing this.
And who says white privilege is the thing? You know?
Exactly.
Jesus.
Golub also acquired a private pilot license in several properties out of state. In May 2014, he purchased nearly...
he's killing it right now. Like, he's making shit ton of money. He's just not like...
No, he's just...
He's not like eking his way through life. He's making bank.
He's making bank. He bought nearly 100 acres of land, which is way more than 3 acres, if you ask me.
By 97.
Located 9 miles... bought 100 acres of land located 9 miles from the community of Moore for 305,632. Is that 300,000? 632? I don't know how to read numbers.
Are you asking me a question?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not reading. I didn't research this.
His fence cost around $80,000.
Yeah, $305,632.
That's what I said.
You just read off the digits.
Yeah,
okay.
Because that's what I said. A customer who sold her home to Golub remembered that he was extremely outgoing and professional. However, he often talked about his firearms and sometimes subtly used sexual innuendos during their conversations. And then I put in parentheses, low-key same.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, The
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
A woman who assisted one of Golub's employees described him as angry and condescending towards her partner. I don't know what I wrote there. A banker who worked with Golub said that he often watched pornographic videos, even at work.
Oh, it says low-key same too for you too, right?
No, it does not say low-key same.
Sorry.
Low-key same was the sexual innuendo.
Sorry, got confused.
Let's get to the murders. On November 6, 2003, a customer found 4 people shot dead inside of a Superbike Motorsports, a motorcycle shop in Chesney. The victims were identified as owner Scott Ponder, 30, service manager Brian Lucas, 29, mechanic Chris Sherbert, 26, and bookkeeper Beverly Guy, 52, and Ponder's mother. And I guess, okay, she's Beverly. I thought Beverly the guy. It's okay, I put it together. All four died from multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators believe that the gunman was armed with a pistol, entered the shop from behind and killed Sherbert as he worked, then killed a guy in the middle of the showroom, then Lucas at the main doorway, and Ponder at the parking lot. According to Ponder's wife, Golub was a disgruntled customer who had been in the shop several times. According to Golub's mother, he tried to return a motorcycle there, but the employees laughed at him and would not return his money he had paid for the motorcycle, and he felt embarrassed by them because apparently they roasted him because he didn't know how to ride a motorcycle properly.
Bad customer service. I mean, who hasn't had that?
I'm not saying they deserved it, but they didn't deserve it. But they roasted his ass. They roasted the wrong motherfucker this day.
But he fired back.
He wrote that out.
Yeah.
Per Todd, he made sure there was no customers around. So
Gentlemen.
Yeah, because he did not want to shoot the innocent.
Yeah.
He just waited for the specific employees to show up. August 31st, 2016, Kala Brown, 30, and her boyfriend Charles David Carver, 32, went missing after they went to remove a bush from one of Golub's properties. Carver
Fucked up.
was later found dead from multiple gunshot wounds on his property. Interest in the disappearance of Brown and Carver increased because posts of Carver's Facebook's account following their disappearance was super sus. So basically, my boy Todd hacked their Facebook and started posting weird shit. Hacked Charles's Facebook and started putting weird shit on Charles's Facebook.
The victim?
Yes.
Like what kind of weird? What do you mean weird shit?
I'm getting there. So here's somewhere. On November 3rd, authorities found Brown chained to the wall. Brown was my girl, Kala. I hope it's not Kayla and I misspelled it. It is Kayla. Oh my god. Kayla was found chained to the wall inside a metal storage container on their property. Investigators.
Oh, that's hot. That's a hot box. That's
oh, I thought you meant like sexy.
No. Like you're fucking slow roasting in that thing. Then you're broiling. Like fuck.
Okay, when they found her chained to the wall of a metal storage container on the property. Investigators tracked her down, and after tracking the couple's last known cell phone signals, and they kind of put two and two together because they had said, hey, we're going to help Toddy boy remove a bush from his property, and they never came back.
Heard they hear, ladies. Sometimes bush is okay.
I don't think bush is ever okay.
Oh my god.
I was talking about George.
Oh.
Investigators tracked them down by their last new signals. They were also able to access Kayla's Facebook, where her and Todd would message back and forth about jobs he needed done. After they heard banging noises inside the container while searching Caleb's property, they recovered Carver's vehicle, which was found in the ravine covered in a brush. Guess that computer science degrees for nothing. That's what I put. I'm a hater. According to Brown, she witnessed Carver being shot by Caleb. Caleb's mother claimed that Carver was killed for having a brilliant mouth, which Caleb did not like.
Kinky,
yeah. He also said that he kept Brown captive because she did not do anything wrong and he did not want to hurt her. However, Brown told police that just after her rescue, Caleb had killed Carver because Caleb was mad at her. During her captivity, Brown was raped repeatedly and intimidated into not escaping after having been shown graves of Caleb's other victims. I guess that isn't hurting her because he said he wasn't trying to hurt her.
But she was chained though, so why intimidate her into escaping? She can't.
Ask him.
Bastard.
Kayla survived because she caught on that he loved praise and getting his way because he's a cocky ass motherfucker. The way that her and Todd met was that she had cleaned houses for Todd that he was listing. So he was someone she trusted up until she's in the metal container and he killed her boyfriend. So once friends in the family started worrying about not being able to reach Kayla or Charles, they went to check on them at their apartment and found their dog at home alone without any food or water. And I put a sad face emoji.
Because that's the sad part of the story, is the dog being without food and water, not the...
It's all sad.
Oh yeah, but you didn't put a sad face up until the dog without food and water, though. Oh, Fido.
The poor dog.
So thirsty.
And hungry.
You know who was thirsty? Her
Kayla.
in the box.
Okay. Out of nowhere. Okay, so here's the post that Todd was putting out to Charles. Charles begins...
Sturls?
Yes.
Cool.
So Charles begins posting on Facebook that he and Kayla bought a house, got married, and are also expecting a baby. He also posted about sword violence and the lyrics of Hotel California. You can check out any time, but you can never leave.
You can never leave.
And I put that in bold. He would post random memes about nosy people and about burying people in his backyard, asked Charles. Soon after, the friends and family started commenting on his and was like, "Is that what you did to Charles and Kayla?" Because they knew damn well that was not Charles or Kayla. What is going on? There we go. Oop. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it.
Background noises.
Background.
Let's wait for the drop.
Maybe like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. So Todd, through Charles's account, would Todd, through his own Facebook account, would like missing person pages of Brown and Carver's family set up, and he would like the fundraising post that the people he killed and kidnapped.
Should turn the volume off somehow.
Okay. Okay. Kayla was found in the shipping container on Todd's property, chained. Well, we know that. Where she was forced to sleep on a dog bed.
I mean, that's not the worst thing she's been through, is the dog bed. It's not great.
Okay, Kayla was Kayla survived because she was strong, and she complimented him and stroked his ego and all that shit.
She played the game.
She played the game. Yeah. Kayla, her riz was on point. Maybe if I do this. Okay. Okay, so Kayla was, after Kayla was rescued, she was strong enough to tell the police everything that happened. She described that Todd,
I'm sorry, how'd she get out?
The police found her.
Oh, no shit, okay.
Remember,
sorry. Yeah,
they tracked him through the Facebook post.
Yeah.
They were on his property, and she was like, hey.
Bet,
help.
Okay, so you wasn't there. Okay, bet, yeah.
Yeah, so, what's in person? On the chicken. Okay, so Kayla was actually able to. So remember, he said he killed Charles because of whatever. And then he kept Kayla because he didn't want to hurt her because he's a gentleman, but couldn't let her go because he killed her boyfriend.
Who's that ship where he's dead?
Yeah. So she described that Todd would tell her, "Look, I'm not gonna force you into sex. I don't believe in rape. But either you fuck me or you aren't useful and I have to kill you." But it's not rape.
And that's not forcing either.
It's not
right?
forcing, no.
He was gaslighting before that was even a term. God damn.
He told her if she was a good girl, he would teach her how to kill and would become his kill partner.
It's not about out.
He told her, soon as Stockholm Syndrome kicks in, you'll be happy to be living with him. I don't know if he saw Beauty and the Beast and he was like relatable.
Well, you can't tell them the syndrome that you want them to have, right?
You're gonna have
it. You can't just, this is what
Beast
I'm doing.
didn't tell Belle that.
No.
He told her that he was gonna, so in the container, he's like, look, I'm gonna build you a room, a living room, and by the way, I'm a super badass serial killer, and I have a body count in the 3 digits, but, oh no, he said, I'm gonna have a body count in the 3 digits, but right now it's only high in the 2 digits. 2 bodies were discovered in Collins' property following his arrest on November 6th through 7th. So 1 and 2 days. I don't know. 2 days. They were later identified as husband and wife Johnny Coxey, 29, and Megan Leigh McCraw Coxey, 26. The residents of Spartanburg were reported missing December 22nd, 2015. Collab had allegedly hired them to work on his property. McGraw Coxey had been killed by a headshot wound in December 25th or 26th. while Coxey had been killed earlier by a gunshot wound to the torso. According to the county coroner, they were identified through their extensive tattoos, and that put in parentheses, my tattoos are embarrassing. Hopefully they don't identify me through those.
Well, no, they should. I mean,
they should.
You should have tattoos,
but that's
so
mad
they can
and fucking embarrassing. Get all the tattoos.
Well, it's not like they said we only identified them from their surprise Pikachu
tattoos.
They didn't say that. They just said because of their.
Yep, they were like,
they're sensible.
There's a spaceship sucking up a sheep. Who has this tattoo? Megan and Johnny Coxey had their drug problems and recently been released from jail. I'm assuming that's why nobody gave a fuck about them going missing. Todd lured them in by offering jobs. Todd said Johnny pulled a knife on him unprovoked, and that's why he had to defend himself and kill Johnny. So none of this is Toddy's fault. Toddy's like, they started, I finished it. Todd said Megan would not mellow down because she didn't have her lithium and that she had bipolar or something. Quote. He said he wasn't going to shoot her, but he also hated the kidnapping part of the situation. He kept her 5 to 6 days. He said every day she would ask for Little Caesars pizza, Dr. Pepper, and cinnamon rolls. And he was like, that shit gives heartburns. He said Megan would.
You idiot.
Mm-hmm. He said Megan wanted him to order her a metal dog collar. And he claims while in captivity, Megan would write letters to him asking for sex.
Right, because verbal communication would be so hard.
No, she was like, I need a pen and paper.
Right.
He said...
Old-fashioned like that.
He said, look, I offered Megan $4,000 to drop her off out of state. He said he didn't take her immediately because he needed a good excuse to be days away from his girlfriend. So he has a girlfriend during all of this. And he's like... That
cheating son of a bitch. Unforgivable. Cheating on your significant other.
Lying to her. At some point, so he said, like, look, I'll give you $4,000, take you out of state, but give me some time because I need to make a good excuse to be out of town for my girlfriend. So he says, according to him, Megan stopped being happy with the kidnapping situation. So he burned down his unit and somehow survived. So he burned down where he had her. She somehow survived. So because of that, he had to kill her because he tried to burn her and she survived. So he had to kill her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If God shuts the door, open a window. Yeah. No, I totally
so apparently, Collop met Megan at a frequented Waffle House restaurant in Roebuck, where his behavior disturbed all the waitresses to the point where the male cooks had to take Collop's orders from him.
Here's the thing.
At the Waffle House.
If you're the unruly customer at a Waffle House, something is wrong with you. Shit goes down at Waffle Houses.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Sorry.
He would leave huge tips and would often ask waitresses to come home with him. He thought that was Prague. I don't know. So let's talk about his arrest and the investigation. Collop was arrested shortly after Brown's rescue. He later confessed to the Chesney shootings, the shooting at the store, motorcycle store. You can't ride. Fucking noob. He comes in. Bam, bang. Okay. So when they arrest him and bring him in, he's like, look, I'll confess, but I need a couple favors first to the detectives. I need to talk to my mom. I need to give her a photograph. I need to transfer all my money into a college fund of my friend's kid. While meeting with his mom, he reportedly confessed to the killing and kidnappings. When he confessed to the Chesney shootings, Collop revealed details of the killings that were never released to the public, so he totally did it.
You dummy.
Yeah, so I actually watched the interview and I took some notes. Unless they have the whole interview recorded.
Okay.
And he started confessing in less than a minute of interrogation.
He wanted to be caught. He was done.
That's what it's implied. So the money for the kid's college fund was for his girlfriend's daughter. College fund. Would you take that money?
Yeah.
I mean,
to put my kid through college, absolutely. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, we got the Adolf Hitler grant.
Adolf grant. This is the Todd Collop grant.
Sorry. My kid's going to school, bro.
During the whole interview, I put, he's polite as fuck. But homie wanted to impress the detectives so bad that the only thing he didn't do was try sucking their dicks. That's my personal notes of it.
Should he have, though?
I don't think they
was that on the table? Were they...
maybe it should have been on the table and he would have confessed to other murders. I don't know.
Okay.
While searching his property, they uncovered numerous weapons, including a 9mm pistols, outfitted with suppressors, semi-automatic rifles, and an undetermined amount of ammunition. Investigators believe that he likely acquired the weapons illegally because there was no record of a background check under Collop's name for purchasing firearms. So I didn't include this, but a side thing was apparently he had a friend that would buy the guns for him. And he didn't get in trouble, the friend.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a buddy. You know, I do it for you.
I wouldn't do it for you. I would not.
I mean, you couldn't.
Shortly following Collop's arrest, authorities in Spartanburg County discovered several seeming... So this is why he's called the Amazon Killer. See, yeah, I'm bringing it back. So he's called the Amazon Prime Killer because homie would buy the shit he would kill people with on Amazon and leave reviews.
Good for him. You know, there's so many people that buy products and don't leave reviews of how good they are. At least he did that. Good for him.
I can't tell what this is. I forgot what it is, but he gave it 5 stars and commented, "It's blacker than my soul and it's priced right." He also bought a mini shovel, rated at 5 stars, and he said, "Keep in car for when you have to hide bodies and you left a full-size shovel at home. Does not come with a midget," which would have been nice.
Hey, listen, guy. They're little people, okay? If you're gonna murder people and you need a little person, say little person, that's what they want, all right? I'm sure they'd be happy to do it.
Well, didn't come with it. On a chainsaw, he said, "Works excellent. Getting the neighbor to stand still while you chase him with it is hard enough without having an easy-to-use chainsaw." And then
I love this guy. Like, I'm so sorry for all the victims, but that's so great that he left.
He's ridiculous.
100%, but this is
on a
great.
master padlock, he left solid locks. "I have 5 on shipping containers. Won't stop them, but sure will slow them down till they're too old to care." Yeah, so
this guy's a legend.
Nobody reported that. People took it as like satire, I guess.
What do you got to blame the trolls, though? I mean, there is. I mean, you know, that's the thing about the internet. There's so many trolls and everything. You can't. Yeah, but that's. Yo, you're a legend. Unfortunately, sorry, but goddamn, that's no. 100%, you're a piece of shit. But that's fucking cold. Like that's. Who actually leaves time to leave reviews? God damn it.
He said, "Good if you leave your full-size shovel at home." Wish it came with a midget. Like, what the fuck? We'll slow them down, but won't stop them. Like, holy shit.
Like, oh, sorry. Can we add a midget with the shovel?
What the fuck? So after his arrest, he after speaking with his mom, he told his mom that there was so many other victims besides the ones that we talked about. His mother was like, "How many, bro?" And he was like, "You do not have enough fingers to count on."
I really want her to say bro, like so much.
I'm sure.
How many, bro?
And he was like, "You got 10 fingers? More than that." And she was like, "Oh, fuck." On November 18th, 2016, it was reported to the Tempe Police Department. It was reported that the Tempe Police Department had begun investigating Collop's claim, searching through unsolved homicides during the past 3 decades. They said they would focus on cases dating from 1983 to 1986, when Collop was living with his father, and also between August 2001, when Collop completed his sentence for kidnapping. And on November 2001, he moved back to South Carolina. On November 25th, 2016, police in South Carolina announced that they had named Collip as a person of interest in an unsolved 2003 bank robbery with a triple homicide in the local Blue Ridge Savings Bank. The crime was separated from the Chesney shootings by 6 months. However, as of May 16, 2018, there's no link between Collip and the killings from the bank robbery. And they asked him, did you do that bank robbery and kill those people? And he was like, nah, fam. And I put in parentheses because he's such an honest guy. In 2017,
okay,
I believe you. In 2017, Collip wrote to the Spartanburg Herald Journal claiming that he had way more victims that hadn't been discovered. Collip was charged with 4 counts of murder in the Chesney shootings and 1 count of kidnapping with Brown's abduction. He was later charged with 3 additional counts of murder, the murders of Carver and the Coxies, along with additional counts of kidnapping and 3 counts of possession of weapons during a commission of a violent crime. Collip's next court appearance was scheduled for January 19, 2017, when Collip's attorney waived the rights to his appearance. According to a report by WLTX, relatives of the Chesney shooting victims filed a wrongful death lawsuit against him. On December 1st, it was announced that Brown also filed a lawsuit against him. Hope they took those 100 fucking acres of property. On May 26, 2017, Collip pleaded guilty to several counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of criminal sexual assault. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences, real ones, not Austrian ones, without the possibility of parole. And he got a plea bargain confessing to his crime so he wouldn't get the death penalty. Although his defense team swore, they said on God at his sentencing that there were no other victims to be found, Collip has repeatedly admitted that there's at least 2 other murders. On August 2018, he had yet to give authorities any details. Collip is currently in prison in the Lieber Correctional Institution. In August 2020, some of Collip's belongings went to auction and the proceeds were donated to the victims' families. The end. The reviews
are the best part of that.
As I was
thing.
I was like, Amazon killer, that's interesting. I was like, did he deliver packages to people and kill them?
Like the Unabomber, right?
Yeah, and then I went through the story and I forgot all about his nickname until I get to the very end when they're talking about his fucking reviews on Amazon.
I mean, good guy Greg, right? Like, if it works for him, Greg. You know, hey, this is really good. I would love to see, because I doubt that was the only products he bought, right? I'm sure he worked out a couple.
With
shampoo.
Like,
this fucking shovel, god damn it, is the worst. I want to see his 1-star reviews on Amazon. Like, if you're trying to lock a person in a container storage, this is not the lock to use.
This Tide pen does not get blood out of my clothes.
It's a thread that you can just clearly break through. I had to chase them 50 yards through it. I had to tackle them, rope them back. The rope was really good, but 5-star on the rope, but I had to drag them back. Like, no, I wouldn't recommend this lock. That's his honesty.
That's the most honest fucking Amazon review.
No, because, you know.
And he was a verified buyer, too.
Yeah. All those 5 stars. Yeah, that's the best part.
Just in case you forget your full-size shovel at home.
Right, because sometimes you forget your full-size shovel. You know what I mean? You're out.
Sometimes you need a midget for your little shovel.
Yeah, I mean, who couldn't use a little person? Sometimes?
Whatever that item was that I can't remember, he's like blacker than my soul. He was mad at emo for no reason.
That's fantastic. I love that.
That's ridiculous.
I love
He's
that.
bad.
I love that. Oh yeah, not good, but So do you take pride in your products at that point? Like if you're the shovel, because you don't create shovels to bury people, right? Like that's not your thing. Like, oh, it's a little shovel.
I don't know, for like the morgue or some
you
shit.
can go
The
to
cemetery.
Florida and dig a badass sandcastle with a moat with this little fucking thing. This is so great.
I want to look up those specific items and see what the other reviews are.
And there's one marketing person that goes, oh, I know it's bad now, but he liked it. It fucking worked. You know what I mean? There's like trying to spin it like, hey, we won't post it, but
This will murder your problems in your backyard.
Pretty fucking good. Oh, that's wonderful.
Right? I mean, not right, but crazy
Well, it's horrible.
story.
It's horrible. But
It's horrible, but
slightly cool.
But I forgot
like,
cool. I forgot I went in there because I was like, Amazon Prime killer, and then all that horrible shit happened, and at the end, here are his reviews.
And now there's one guy who wanted to kill Jeff Bezos and be like, fuck, it can't be called that anymore. You know, he's like,
Jeff Bezos can't be like, these are the prices to die for, or anything like. I mean, he could, I guess.
I mean, he'll make a six
Cut
off
in
of it
half.
somehow. That's crazy.
He really shot his shoot his shot. That I can't remember.
There it is. There it is.
He shooted his shot.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. This was episode 10 of Conspirial.
Hope you like our new mics. Hope you like the new studio, which is the same studio with new tapestries.
I'm going to be honest.
And an LED sign my friend got.
I'm so worried about this audio because I fully believe my beard was shoveling over my mic until I moved it for the whole time.
This is such a good episode, and they're not
I know.
It.
And there was a moment while you were talking. There was a moment while you were talking that it went, and I felt it, and I was like, I think I not only fucked up mine, but I might have fucked up yours. So we're still gonna post it regardless. So hey, thought of that later. Check us out for alleged confessions coming up next.
Follow us on.
Oh my God! Yep.
Follow me on Instagram at Annadez, ANNADEZ. Follow me on TikTok at KingDez, KINGDEZ 3434, and follow Conspirial on
Conspirial _podcast on Instagram, at Conspirial on TikTok, Conspirial podcast on YouTube, which is hopefully where you're seeing us right now, and then
they're not.
Email us any topics you want us to cover. We're down for anything.
Please.
We actually had a commenter on one of our TikToks recently that we were going back and forth with, that once we do more research, we might actually cover one of his stories.
It sounded cool as fuck.
It
sounded scary as fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to give any details, but shout out to you if we cover it once again.
If you give us more details.
Well, no, we'll do the.
You mysterious person.
He gave us enough. But you can follow us.
He gave us just the tip.
So email us. That's all you need sometimes. That's all I got. Email us at conspirial@gmail.com. Thank you so much, you guys. Stay tuned for
murders.
Alleged confessions is what I was going to go with. All right.
Cults.
Bet.
Bye.
See you guys.